The Crusades were a series of religious and military campaigns initiated by European Christians between the 11th and 13th centuries. These wars were aimed primarily at recapturing the Holy Land from Muslim control, but they also had far-reaching impacts on European and Middle Eastern societies. The Crusades had profound political, economic, social, and cultural consequences, shaping the course of history for centuries to come. In this detailed account, we will explore the causes, key events, and effects of the Crusades. Background and causes of the Crusades. Religious motivation. The primary motivation for the Crusades was religious. In the late 11th century, the Holy Land, particularly Jerusalem, held immense significance for Christians. It was believed to be the site where Jesus Christ had lived, died, and resurrected. For many Christians, the control of Jerusalem by Muslim forces was a profound grievance, prompting calls for a military campaign to reclaim the city. Political and economic factors. Political and economic factors also played a crucial role. European monarchs and nobles saw the Crusades as an opportunity to gain land, wealth, and prestige. The feudal system in Europe created a class of knights and nobles who were eager to prove their valor and expand their holdings. The prospect of acquiring new territories in the rich and strategically important regions of the Middle East was highly attractive. The rise of Islamic powers. The rise of powerful Islamic empires in the Middle East, particularly the Seljuk Turks and later the Ayyubids, challenged the Byzantine Empire's control over the region. The Seljuk Turks' victories over the Byzantines, notably the Battle of Manzikert in 1071, weakened Byzantine control and increased the urgency for Western intervention. Pope Urban II's call for a crusade was partly in response to the Byzantine Emperor Alexios I Komnenos' request for military aid. In 1095, Pope Urban II delivered a famous sermon at the Council of Clermont, calling for a holy war against the Muslim forces in the Holy Land. His speech was aimed at uniting the fragmented Christian states of Europe and redirecting their martial energies toward a common goal. The Pope promised spiritual rewards, including indulgences, to those who participated in the crusade. Major Crusades and key events. The First Crusade, 1096 to 1099. The People's Crusade. The First Crusade began with the People's Crusade, led by Peter the Hermit and Walter the Penniless. This early wave consisted largely of untrained and poorly equipped peasants who faced numerous hardships and were eventually defeated by the Seljuk Turks. Despite their failure, the People's Crusade set the stage for the larger, more organized military campaigns that followed. The main Crusader armies. The main Crusader force, composed of knights and professional soldiers, set out in 1096. The Crusaders experienced various hardships, including a lack of supplies and conflicts with local populations. Despite these challenges, they achieved several key victories, including the capture of Nicaea and Antioch. The Siege of Jerusalem. The climax of the First Crusade was the Siege of Jerusalem in 1099. After a grueling campaign, the Crusaders managed to breach the city's defenses and capture it. The capture of Jerusalem was marked by intense violence as many inhabitants, including Muslims and Jews, were killed. The city was established as the center of the Crusader states, with Godfrey of Bouillon becoming the defender of the Holy Sepulchre. The Second Crusade, 1147 to 1149. The fall of Edessa. The Second Crusade was triggered by the fall of the Crusader county of Edessa to the Muslim leader Zengi in 1144. The loss of Edessa was a significant blow to the Crusader states and prompted calls for a new crusade to recover the lost territory.